Hey everybody, it's Max J. Miller, co-author with Robert Hollis of the upcoming How Is That Working? And I've been talking a lot about the transition of one departing the familiar world and going to the world of adventure. So I think I've crushed that. I think I've handled all of those issues. Actually, there's so much more because it is the most crucial issue is, the journey of 1,000 miles. Our Native American ancestors said begins with the first step. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So that transition is really, really crucial. But, people are going to make that choice or not. They're going to either bring that bottom up and experience that desperation or inspiration. They're going to get their feet out of the muck and get running into a new world and a new adventure or not. So now I want to shift my attention more so to those who run, those who decide to adventure. And I spoke a little bit yesterday about how one of the first things they experience is sometimes falling into a pit or a cave or something like that. It's a very, very common motif in hero stories and just in life in general. When somebody really commits to something, they really get confronted by the challenges inherent in that. But that's not what I want to talk about today. Today I want to address one of the more fascinating aspects of being in that new world of adventure. One of the things that one becomes aware of that they've really begun to leave behind are a lot of relationships. Now, I'm not saying that you have to cut off all ties with friends and family, of course not. But there is a way in which those relationships alter. That is to say, you don't spend, for example, as much time with certain friends because suddenly you realize that our values are different. We're pursuing different goals. And you realize that the things they're doing with their life, their time, are not the things that you want to be doing with your time. So there is that experience. And sometimes you don't realize it until you're committed and you're on your way and you realize, oh my gosh, I just cannot spend that kind of time with these particular friends. And there is an experience of being lost and a little alienated and a little cut loose and adrift. But here's the good news. The adventure always brings with it new friendships and new alliances, new partnerships. And I'm present to that right now in my life in such amazing ways. Getting a book out is a team effort. And I've got an editor that I've met who I'm so impressed with, and I really want to work with him more. I've actually already recommended him to a couple of other people. I've gotten so many new client requests, people asking me to ghostwrite books for them and so forth, and more than I can certainly handle. So I'll share more about that in an upcoming chat. One of the things I'm thinking about is actually developing a course to share with people about how they can write their own story. But I've met so many really fascinating people. The thing about the present business environment, especially with the internet and how we're all linked together, is that you can outsource just about anything. You don't have to learn all of these things. And I'm telling you, I've got a list on my computer now of about, I think, 50 different websites that outsource, that handle one piece or another of design, of editing, all these different pieces of the puzzle. And it's just amazing because you're building new relationships that whole time. And I don't know about you, but that's exciting for me. I really enjoy that. I enjoy meeting new people and building new alliances. But it's interesting because Joseph Campbell wrote about this. It's all about the process. One of the benefits and features of being in that foreign world is building these relationships. And a big feature of it is the challenge and the struggle and the trials and the tests. The other world is often called the land of trials. But you have these new alliances, and you learn new skills, and you learn to identify your strengths and understand, how other people's strengths complement yours. So that's all part of the process, and it's a really, really exciting part of the process. I'm enjoying it tremendously. Just one more piece. Before in what's been known as the direct sales industry, there's only been a couple of people who have had real bestsellers before, and one of them is a guy named John Milton Fogg. So one night he happens to be a friend of Robert Hollis on Facebook, and I saw John Milton Fogg asking a question in the feed of Facebook. So I answered the question. Now, I read his 2 books probably 20 years ago when Robert introduced me to this industry, the direct sales industry. Well, so he was kind of this, this hero, this guy out there somewhere. Since chatting with him briefly online, I've had about a 3-hour conversation with him, and I'm sharing my book with him, and he's sharing his new book with me, and suddenly I've got this great new alliance and friendship. Where did that come from? It's so extraordinary when you just put yourself into that adventure. So I encourage you, continue to forge forward. Do please interact with me. I really appreciate questions and comments. I look forward to ways that I can support you and coach you to shape your story. I look forward to the further interaction with you. And it looks like our book is within a couple of weeks of coming out, so that's very, very exciting. We'll update you on that as we go along. Keep telling your story. Bye-bye for now.